Welcome to our hula hooping tutorial on in-spin 5-petal flowers and anti-spin 4-petal flowers, touching bases on the 4 points that we hit when we're doing flowers in both directions.
What's up, hula hoopers? Welcome back to the Sacred Flora channel. I'm Liora of Full Circle Phenomenal, and today we're in Capurganá, Colombia, our first city in our first new continent on the Unite the World Firsthand global movement. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video for behind the scenes footage on how we got here and what it was like, as there are no roads that get to this city. We had to take a boat through the ocean, and yeah, it was pretty crazy, so stay tuned till the end for that. Please hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a new video. 2 new tutorials every week in 4K Ultra HD. Be sure to check out our other adventures and projects on the Full Circle Phenomenal YouTube channel. Link is in my name next to the video description below. In today's tutorial, we're going to be breaking down the differences between an in-spin and an anti-spin, touching briefly on extensions, and preparing ourselves for doubles flowers. That will be in next week's tutorial. So today we're going to break it down on the foundational level. Grab your hoop and let's get started.
Be sure you're nice and warmed up for this trick, as it tends to get really into the shoulders the more you work on it. You can find full yoga classes, qigong, and flow arts warm-ups on our channel, Full Circle Phenomenal, here on YouTube. Links are in the video description by my name below. You can also find full warm-ups on the Sacred Flow Art channel. Once you're all good and warmed up, let's get started. Grab one hula hoop. First, I'll demonstrate. With the hoop spinning in one direction, I start with an anti-spin flower. This is the in-spin flower. Can you spot the difference? In beginners hula hooping, we go over the basic planes. There's the hall or wheel plane to the side, and the wall plane in front of the body. We also go over different directions, with the hula hoop spinning in towards the body and then spinning out. Along the sides as well, spinning forwards and then in reverse. We practice with both hands, making a total of 8 variations to this trick alone. Make sure that you have that all down before moving on. With the flowers, we're going to explore spinning the hula hoop around different places on the body. So up high, down low, and over to each side. Now it's important here that we focus, so let's put the hoop down and let's visualize like a clock. So we have 12 o'clock, we have 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. We also have a full fluid motion that's considered an extension. Now when we're hula hooping, if we just spin the hoop once with the arms straight, it is just an extension. For practicing the flowers, we want to do a spin at each of the points. So a spin at the 9 o'clock point, spin at the 12 o'clock, spin at the 3, and spin at the 6. Practicing it with the hula hoop, let's pick a direction that the hoop will be traveling in. I'm going to be spinning it in towards my body. We're going to start at the 6 o'clock. Make sure your planes are flat. Now notice what direction the hoop is going. This is going to determine what direction our arm is going to be going in. For an in-spin flower, our arm is going to be traveling in the same direction that the hula hoop is traveling in. Starting slow to keep your planes flat, do 4 beats at the 6, 4 at the 9, 4 at the 12, and 4 at the 3. When you've got that down, you can begin speeding it up by doing 3 spins at each of the points, and moving on to 2 spins, eventually cutting it down to 1 spin at each point, making the full 5-petal in-spin flower. Here it is in slow motion to give you a better breakdown of what's going on with this trick. Notice how the hoop spins at each point. while my arm continues to move around in a full extension in the same direction that the hula hoop is spinning. Now let's move on to the anti-spin flowers. Keep the hula hoop spinning in the same direction that you had it before. However, the arm now is going to be traveling in the opposite direction that the hula hoop is spinning. Beginning in the 6 o'clock position, then moving to the 3, the 12, then the 9, going slow, doing 4 beats or so at each point before moving on, cutting it back to 3 beats at each point. Here's a pro tip. Keep the hula hoop spinning in between your thumb and fingers. This will give you better control of the hoop. Eventually getting it to where you're able to do 1 beat at the side, down, side, and then on the up, the hoop is just going to be moving up and then over to the side again for a beat. And here it is in slow motion again, so you can see more clear details. Making 1 beat, 1 petal of the flower at each of the points. My arm stays extended straight throughout the whole trick. Now let's practice switching hands, making it a little bit more complicated. Notice what direction the hoop is spinning in, because we'll be practicing in both directions. Starting with the in-spin flowers, remembering the points of the clock. Doing your best to keep the planes as straight as possible and taking as many beats as needed at each point. Then reversing the direction of your arm while keeping the same direction of the hula hoop to make the anti-spin. With the other hand, just to give the other hand a break, spin the hoop in the opposite direction that you started in and practice both the anti-spin flowers and the in-spin flowers. Make sure you're taking your time with this. You'll probably find that you have a good hand or a favorite hand, a hand that's easier to do this trick in, and a favorite direction. So play around with it and keep practicing it for full mastery. We'll want to be able to do all of these variations before moving on to doubles hula hoop flowers. So just a reminder, there are 8 variations to this trick in and of itself. The more you practice, the more you'll get better, the closer you get to full mastery. Don't forget to take breaks and celebrate all of the small victories. If you need your own hula hoop, head over to the Sacred Flow Art website and get yourself your own. Then when you're ready to be challenged even more, add another hula hoop and join us in our next tutorial.
Here we go. Off to the border.
If you're inspired by this video, that's great, but it's time to get motivated and act. Become a patron by going over to our Patreon account, patreon.com/Unite the World Firsthand, and checking out all of our tiers and what they go towards. You'll be surprised by just how much a few dollars a month goes towards creating a more wholesome world. We'll see you around the world.